American Prodigy. Dre on Wheels.
Oh, that was so great, man. I love that. Before just having that ending, bro. Man, WTF, boy.
And Brian B.
I personally feel like Gabe made the right decision by not. I think Gable, he gained a ton of acknowledgement from their matches with Gunther, taking him to the limits and them showing that.
Commission Talks.
Yo, 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 what it do, everybody? It's your man Dre, aka Dre on Wheels. Welcome everyone to a live episode of the 11:30 podcast, Talk Pro Wrestling Commission Talk Edition, man. Appreciate everyone tuning in. If you're new to the show and you haven't done so already, we live on the 11:30 podcast Facebook page. Definitely like it, man. Hit the like button, and we also live on the 11:30 podcast YouTube channel, you guys, man. So if you're new and you haven't done so already, definitely smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment, and share it, and don't forget to follow the 11:30 podcast on all social media platforms. But you guys, like I said, man, it's time to talk some pro wrestling. Commission Talk Edition, man. I got the guys in the building, man. We ain't gonna waste no more time. We're gonna get into it. I got the guys in the building. First and foremost, my guy, the host of Buzzing with Marlo, my guy Warren Marlo. What's goody? What's going on?
What up, bro? What's up? What's up, man? Whew.
Hey, what's going on?
It's Wednesday, baby.
Yes. It's Wednesday. I'm excited, man. We here for Commission Talks here on the 11:30 podcast, man. We about to start chatting some wrestling, but we also got another guy in the group that's joining us here on Commission Talks. My guy Brian B, the host of the P Line Entertainment LLC. What's going on, Brian?
That boy
What
got
up,
the
y'all?
green light. That made that jacket look yellow now with the green light
Y'all know
on. I like
they
it.
gonna get the real color. What's good,
I like that
y'all?
strobe green light though. That's pretty clean though.
Yeah, man. Thanks, man. I've been fucking with lights and playing around with the studio for a while, and I'm loving it. It's just a lot of fun. But thank you guys for having me. Great to be a part of the team. Ready to talk that talk. Wrestle. Wednesdays for wrestling now for sure, man.
It's that logo, so I can put it on the thing.
That's awesome.
All right.
Yeah. I was trying to
You
I
definitely
was
got
trying to really capture everybody's little moments and shit. I saw Warren I was watching a couple more Warren's matches.
I was watching some of that. I was like, damn, where he got those?
Yeah, I was searching, bro. You out there?
All right, you guys, we go off into the first topic. I'm gonna let Brian B take it away though. We got Survivor Series coming up in about 2 weeks or so. And this past week on Monday Night Raw, it was announced that War Games is returning.
Shout out to
And
Pierce, boy. He made that look so convincing. I love
yes,
it.
he did. Yes, he
Real.
did. But one specific question and topic that we have that Brian B brought to light. I'm gonna let Brian B take it away. War games or traditional Survivor Series elimination matches? Brian.
Yeah. So listen, this is one of the things that I've been thinking about since we did War Games last year for Survivor Series. I think that was the only other year we did War Games. But I grew up watching the the traditional elimination Survivor Series matches. And that was why I was kind of like questioning when I did hear like the rumbles that we were going to jump back into War Games this year. I was just kind of like thinking about it, and I was like, damn, is that something that I want to see again? Like, now I get the tradition of War Games and like or at least like the match itself has been around for a while. But I don't know if I want that to replace like the traditional elimination tag match between whether it be the brand versus brand, whether it just be team versus team, you know what I mean? Like, it's still team versus team in a way with War Games, but I don't know. It's not the same kind of elimination, I guess. So I don't know. I don't know if it's just my tradition that I'm questioning, or if it's literally just, hey, this is something new and it's replacing something that I enjoy. But how do you guys feel about that?
I'm gonna go first though, or unless you want to go on.
Go ahead, bro.
Okay. Yeah. When the topic was brought up, I was literally just talking about this a couple of days ago about Survivor Series and how they don't have the traditional Survivor Series elimination matches anymore. They just have war games, and I think war games, even if they had war games, I mean, I think with the two rings, it'll make it difficult to have it elimination style.
Yeah,
But I feel like they should add, even if you're going to do war games, you can still do some traditional 5-on-5, Survivor Series matchups, because
yeah,
that if that was the whole thing about Survivor Series. You don't even have the sole survivor. The sole survivor of Survivor Series will go on to do big things, win championships after that, whether it
yes,
was Randy Orton or Dolph Ziggler or whatever the case may be. You had that moniker on sort of on your back though for the last for months to come after Survivor Series when you were the sole survivor, men or women. So
for
you
true.
were the sole survivor. You get opportunities maybe to compete for championships or whatever like that. But um, I think another thing, NXT just I think they really showed themselves up when they were doing war games, and since NXT went to the Performance Center and they haven't been traveling that much, I think they still wanted to do war games in a way, and they brought it to Survivor Series where it's like 5-on-5, 4-on-4, or whatever like that. So um, I like the war games. I like the war games. It's real cool, but I think you can also still put some traditional Survivor Series elimination matchups on the card as well, because even mid carders or superstars who won't get that big shot up, at least if they're in that 5-on-5 traditional Survivor Series matchup and they become a sole survivor, they could go on to possibly do big things, whether it's on Raw or SmackDown.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good point too. I didn't even think consider that it is another opportunity to create a high presence in the industry. So it's like I think that is something that is being taken. Yeah, that Soul Survivor was like, oh, y'all beat everybody. Even Lana, that you remember that Lana won that
Yeah,
year and shit, and she was
yeah.
able to kind of have that
Oh
credit.
my god, I forgot
But
about that.
I forgot about that too. You just said that.
I forgot
Lana
Lana won a match. Damn.
put half to a table
Mm.
for 450 days before that. But
Yep.
yeah, for real.
Hey, I think it's something different. The only thing I don't understand what the concept of it is, they have to have all of them come out and then the match actually starts. That's the
Yeah,
part I think is kind of weird, but I think it's something new. And I obviously it started really well last year. The guys that are in it, I think, is a perfect addition into it. But I do agree with what y'all said. I hope, with SmackDown, maybe they could do the traditional Survivor Series match. And maybe the women are going to be able to do a Survivor Series match, or they're going to do a War Games match. But I don't understand which faction really has a chance to really do the War Games match for women's perspective. So why don't they do the traditional Survivor Series match? Jey Uso, Cody, Sami Zayn. Sami's really going in and out if he's in the right mindset. I guess ever since Kevin left. I think that's going to be an interesting concept, and just everything with Judgment Day. Honestly,
yeah,
I think it's good because honestly, it's going to benefit Judgment Day. It's going to benefit these guys that are in the ring because it tells the story. These guys are slithering their way
oh,
in
yeah.
these matches. If
I
you're
know the
going against
story.
one Judgment Day, you're going against them all. So I think this is a
Mhm.
cool thing to concept with JD being an additional out of it, and who knows, maybe Drew. I'm thinking for some weird reason, if the Judgment Day wins, which if they win, it's because of Sami Zayn. I think Sami Zayn turns on the guy Cody or Seth or Jay and cause the whole commotion. Or Judgment Day loses, Damian Priest cashes in at the end of the match. I think that could be a cool concept out of it all. So, I mean, there's so many different variety things that they have, but War Games is basically like a video game. You're just fighting and out until
A whole
everyone
bunch of
gets
people.
in the
Yeah.
ring. So it's just a weird concept. I think it's going to be cool to see two rings. And I mean, the location that they're going to be at, it should be interesting. It's going to be a fight. And I think they should treat that as a true on fight. So I'm curious what it's going to be. I like where it's going. And shout out to Pierce. Adam Pierce, second best William Regal War Games champ by far.
You trying to step it up.
That man tried to turn
Yeah.
purple to sit there and scream War Games,
Yeah,
but I
you
love
did.
it.
You did. You saw the struggle, like he was practicing that shit at home.
He's like, "This is my moment. I gotta do it right."
Yeah, stepped it up ever since Triple H kind of came out there and put a little like higher caliber to him or whatever. But
and then that was another
It's
thing
been
with
5 years since the NXT Survivor Series.
yeah,
It's been 5 years now.
I think
That
so.
was a
And
cool concept.
that's another thing with Adam Pearce though. He done such a great job. I was so confused why they had added Nick Aldridge to the SmackDown general manager as the general manager, unless my theory was he's going to be the general manager all the way up until somewhere between an Elimination Chamber or
Mhm.
WrestleMania, where someone provokes him over and over, and then that's
yeah,
where he gets in the
Right.
ring. So I was so confused about it. I was like, Adam Pearce has been the general manager since maybe before the pandemic ish, like somewhat like that, and been doing well, and
yeah.
never really had a problem
Wow.
with it. And since WWE has got rid of the general manager phase, they just been calling him the WWE official. So, he did a great job announcing War Games, and like Warren said, Seth Rollins, Sami Zayn, Jey Uso, um, bring up the graphic again. But yeah, all against Judgment Day. Yeah, it's a bunch of people in it. I can't
This
even
is like
remember.
it's just a bunch
Seth
of people
Rollins
just running around
is
here.
in it. So I think it's gonna be cool though. But like I said, and we was talking about the traditional 5-on-5 and War Games match. If they're gonna mash it together, last year I think it was four. When did or was it 5-on-5? Because I know it was the Bloodline taking
Bloodline.
on
So it's
taking
Sammy,
on
Roman, Jay, Jimmy, and Solo.
Yeah,
So
and
it
then there
was
was
5-on-5.
yes, Kevin.
yeah.
Y'all
So I
got
think
me
Kevin,
I
confused
think
on who it
the
was.
Sammy.
final I think they're
Who
gonna
else was
add
it?
the final participant for the bloodline is just a theory because I don't not necessarily know what's going on with Drew McIntyre. And we was talking about this actually. I think either Chris said it or Brian B said it on the last episode of Talk Pro Wrestling of having maybe Drew McIntyre join the Judgment Day.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
just
That's what
resigned. He just
I'm
resigned.
feeling it. I'm feeling it. I mean,
He just
I think
extended his contract, so he's
yeah,
he's
like you
locked in
just
with
said, Trey.
WWE.
I think he is going to be. That's my pick for the fifth member, on Judgment Day's side. So I mean, we'll see.
Oh,
We'll
so
see
they
what
do have
happens.
to have. That's right. They do have to have 5. Y'all
Yeah,
right, man.
5 each.
Because there
So
are rumors
they
saying
always
who's
do
going
that
to show up to
surprise one.
Chicago. So yeah.
Yeah, they always do that surprise one or whatever. Who you think is going to be on the side of the other side?
The only person I can actually think of at the moment though was
I hear
Kevin Owens,
voices
but
in
since he
my
went
head.
to SmackDown,
It's time.
I'm not even sure. I'm
Time,
not
bro. It's
even
time. We're hearing voices. It's time for him to
Randy
come
I
back.
don't
Randy
I
Orton.
don't know if he would jump back
It's
right
time for
into
him to come
what's
back.
it called though.
Survivor Series
War
is
Games.
his pay-per-view. Every
Yeah, it
single time.
is, but I
That
don't
is
know.
Randy's pay-per-view.
I wouldn't want Randy to jump soon right into
Jump
War
into War
Games
Games,
though.
yeah, like make an
After this
appearance to
crazy
RKO
neck
somebody,
injury.
but
Yeah, hell yeah, though.
yeah,
But that's amazing. I think everybody's waiting for Randy Orton to come back and stuff. So
If
yeah,
that's the
yeah.
case, Randy will probably be the one to turn on somebody because Randy's not known to be a babyface too long. So that would be a whole
Wow.
concept with it. Who knows? I'm excited. I mean, just to see Randy come back, obviously from a back injury, is a big deal. So, I mean, obviously we knew what they wanted him with, but he's not here anymore. So, what else could you do with Randy? There's plenty of options, but what can ever happen? And of course, there's another rumor. God, I hope bitch ass Punk ain't in there. God, I don't hope so bad.
it's
People like
funny.
that.
People
Yeah,
don't want
I
it.
don't think.
I
I
don't
think
want
he's.
it. I don't want it.
It's
I've had
stupid
cherry
not
coke
to.
before.
It's
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 okay. I
stupid
don't
not
want
to
it.
actually acknowledge or think, even though if
They
this is
don't
Chicago.
acknowledge nothing.
Like I think it's
No,
money though. Like
no,
even when they
I
brought
wouldn't
back
mind it.
AW.
I wouldn't
no,
mind it.
no. I'd rather the gobbledygooker before he gets in there. You stop it.
Yeah, I mean,
You
if
bring back Rico before you
I
start
personally
CM Punk.
think
Stop that.
he going get back up in there, yo. I
Oh,
personally think it. I
gosh.
don't know. I don't know if it'll be Survivor Series. Everybody, anytime anything is in Chicago now, you gonna fucking think Punk is coming to it. It could be
If it happens, I'm going to have a rant. I'm
City
not
or some
going to
shit.
praise this shit at all. I'm going to have a rant. And it probably will happen. So I don't care. But
That'll be
I
fun,
just
man.
think it's – and I get it. But for the stuff that he's done in the past, You don't want to put that into a new partnership that you got with the company that literally said he was the most he was the most embarrassing fight they've ever agreed to sign with
Okay, I
into
want to say
the UFC business.
I'm gonna say one thing though, but I don't know Phil Brooks, aka CM Punk, personally.
Bitch ass punk. That's
I
his
never
name.
been backstage. I met him one time though, but I never, I don't know him personally. And from not only CM Punk, and maybe I could be the oddball saying this, but um it wasn't only CM Punk seems to have difficulties with other superstars backstage, and it also seemed as though the elite, meaning Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, sort of got together and joined forces, came together and
Them
found a
boys,
way to get CM
them
Punk
boys try
out
to
of
get it in like
AEW.
Captain Planet stuff over there.
Yeah.
They didn't put him, there, and he felt like he was there to just benefit for himself and not benefit for the other company. So the shit that happened with him and Jack
Yeah.
Perry, not too sure, but I obviously see him coming back. I think it's a smart idea. Even when he was in AEW, and a lot of people was like, nah, I don't think he's coming
Well, I
back.
mean,
But
he was the number one thing for AEW. I will give him that. That was the
yeah,
number one big impactful thing that AEW did was get CM
But
Punk.
that's only because of the fact that he was wanted to come back to WWE for so long, and then his transition to not wrestling at all. So you had a guy that was at a high status. He left at a pretty decently high status, and people missed him. So if he would have, like I say it all the time, the impact that he had when he arrived at AEW in Chicago that year was amazing.
It
But
built a following.
if he would have just popped up at a Raw or a SmackDown or some crazy shit, not even a pay-per-view, but just like a Raw or a SmackDown, and you heard his music, that fucking place. You thought the Rock's thing would have been crazy?
Oh, don't know.
I'm telling
It won't
bro,
be that
Warren,
big impact.
listen,
In
face facts.
Chicago, maybe.
If CM
In
Punk would have
Chicago,
came,
yes.
hit just the
Not in New
music hit,
York, not in
nah,
Florida,
it would
not
have
in
been
any of the areas.
unreal.
It'll
No.
be okay, but it
They
would be
chant
like
his
the
name
Rock
for no
top.
fucking reason, bro. It's because he left. I'm telling you, bro. It's the diminishing returns, whatever that shit's called. It's because he left, yo. I'm telling you, I'm not saying anything about like he's the greatest wrestler in the world because of it. I'm just saying
This
just because of
episode
the
can be sponsored
circumstance.
by Tylenol right now. Oh
Yeah.
my
No,
goodness.
listen, man. I'm
yeah.
saying CM Punk,
It-
he's a draw, man. He's a draw no matter what. He's controversial,
I'll
and
give
that's what
him
people
that.
want to watch.
He is the draw because obviously the hardcore wrestling fan base. And I agree with you on
That
that.
too. That too.
But
Oh,
he will not get a Rock type pop
he would
into
got
a show.
more. Or just
In
some sporadic.
Chicago,
Just imagine.
every
No,
single time.
fuck Chicago. I'm saying he come to my fucking house.
That's the only time he gets this thing.
Go fucking see him.
No,
Just fucking
this
see him.
is what I don't understand. If Punk is so damn over, how come every time they plan for him to come into the show was in Chicago? Test it out. Oh, come into Philadelphia.
Like you
Come
said,
to
yeah.
Florida. Come to these different areas.
that is a good point. But
Huh.
I think
Where did Johnny
when
Gargano have his
a-
debut at? Where did Johnny Gargano? It was in Washington, I think, wasn't it?
I don't
With
know.
Johnny
but
Gargano
I
just
mean,
randomly.
CM Punk. I mean, you said a true thing, and I think before we move on, you
Rock
said a
came to
really true thing.
Colorado.
And I
It wasn't
think
in Miami.
having CM Punk come back or debut, have him in different cities and states, not
Yeah.
just Chicago, Illinois. So and I definitely get that, but also like Brian Beasley said, he's a draw, and
He
then
ain't
when
no
it's in
Rock.
Chicago, it's
He
going to be
ain't
crazy though.
no
So.
Rock.
Nah,
Nah,
I
CM Punk
will
is
never
not
say
the
he ain't
Rock.
no
No,
rock.
he's
He
not the Rock.
definitely not.
But
That.
he
You
would
hear
have got
what
a
they're saying about
He
you?
would have got a huge
first
pop.
that
Tell
first
what you
pop
just
would have been
said.
unbelievable.
All right, you guys. All right, we're gonna move along here
It
on the
doesn't matter. That's
commission
what he said. That's what he
talks, you
said.
guys. We're gonna dial it back. We was talking about Survivor Series. We just had WWE Crown Jewel
Yeah.
last week, and decent pay-per-view. But the main event I think had everyone talking with Roman Reigns taking on LA Knight. Yeah. But I'm gonna let my guy Warren Marlowe take it away since this is his topic right here.
Hey.
LA Knight's first main event. Did it make him or hurt?
All right. So I always said LA Knight, this will be the testing moment because obviously, and I think a lot of people have talked about it, he gets the pop sensational standpoint, but you got to get that feeling aspect with it. And I think LA Knight got that with this match. LA Knight was really slow. It worked really well. Him and Roman tested each other very well. Roman sold everything with the crowd, and Roman did a lot with LA. I mean, to take that suplex off the top rope, I mean, you don't see Roman doing that with a lot of guys. Roman bumps his ass off for just anybody. And for the LA Knight, I think this made him. I think this made him to really realize, hey, he could belong in this upper class. Now we got to get him just out of that little pop sensational part and get it to the overall, to the feel of LA Knight, to where every time he's in that ring, everyone just goes nuts when he gets that tag and he goes after somebody. Get that emotional feel. And I think LA Knight really now has benefited himself and solidified himself to actually be a future champion in the very upcoming rounds. Roman did what he did, man. Came in there, did what he needed to do. Was getting beat down, and Jimmy and Solo found a way to get him, save him again. I mean, damn. But I think the crowd at Crown Jewel is the perfect audience for someone for LA Knight because, like we just said, man, WWE is about establishment, and I think this established LA Knight as a good household name, and you can draw this brand under his name and stuff like that. So this was a good match. I was very impressed with LA Knight in this battle. I've said a couple of times LA Knight gets careless sometimes in the ring, but he did really well with Roman, and I think this was a great competition overall. And lastly, man, I don't think this is the end. I think this is just the only stepping stone, and we're going to see a title on LA Knight very, very soon.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
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 This gonna sound crazy,
Yeah.
man. But I've been hearing people say something that this was the fear that I had going into this match, man. I think that this little trial run that they had here for LA Knight, I think it was a success. But I think that it also did show that, and I'm not trying to hate or anything, bro, because I'm a big fan. But I think he might be at his peak, yo. And a lot of people have been saying that recently. Now, just to kind of go over, just like some categories here, like LA Knight, he is a little older. He's not like a young up and comer. He's definitely a veteran of the game, even maybe even an old veteran of the game at this point. And I think he's getting some long earned comeuppance and shit right now. But as far as like thinking that he's going to be on some whole, new kind of elevated, oh man, he's here right now facing Roman, or you thought that was it. You just wait to see what's next. I can't see what's next too far. I can see some fun things happening, but I don't see him ever. And I mean this in the most respectful way because I really, really like the guy. I don't see him ever being the face of the company on some kind of level like that. Even though I feel like he's always going to be one of the people that the fans love to cheer for. Even with a heel turn at this point, I feel like people would still kind of like him. But I don't feel like he would draw attention the same way a Roman would, or a heel Roman would, or a saying like, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying that's got to be everything, but I'm just saying you put him in the main event against one of the most influential characters of all time right now. What's up, Lil Warrens?
What's going on?
All over the place.
Trying
Come on, man. You want to be in the camera all day. Yep, there you go.
What's up, Lil Warrens?
Hey.
Go watch Turtles, bro. Go watch Turtles.
A little bit of what Brian B was saying. I can kind of agree. Most of it, I want to say I disagree though. But I said this a couple of weeks ago. That I feel like what they're gonna do with LA Knight. Maybe we just gonna have to wait and see.
The redneck version of his cousin. Y'all remember that? I was crying when I saw that promo.
Yeah, that was funny. But we're gonna have to wait to see on Friday night where they goes with LA Knight. But because I feel like with the whole interference, as that's a part of Roman Reigns' gig with the bloodline and having Solo and Jimmy Uso trying to involve each and every matchup. And we got to see on Friday night, but I think everyone is still behind LA Knight. We want to see him rise, and I just, for one, I just thought it was just too soon in a way too,
Yeah,
especially
me
going
too.
up against Roman Reigns. Now, if
Yeah,
he would have took it on Seth Rollins on the World Heavyweight Championship side, now I think it would have been
Oh,
still
the
too
fans would
soon,
have
but
turned
I
on
think he
Seth.
would have
The
won on him.
fans would have turned on
I
Seth. That
definitely
would
don't
not have
think
been
that.
good.
I definitely don't think
That
that.
wouldn't have been good.
I
Seth is
don't I don't
already
think
getting
I
deteriorating
don't
on fan
oh I don't,
reaction.
hold on,
I think
I
Seth
don't
is just
think
getting boring, but I don't
I
think he's
don't think the
deteriorating.
fans I don't think the fans would have turned on Seth Rollins though if LA Knight would have came over to
Bro,
Monday
it would
Night
be
Raw and
like
possibly.
Batista with Daniel Bryan. I'm telling you, it would have been just like that. You see it
But
with Sami Zayn.
Not
Sami
that
Zayn's
deep
no,
already
though.
but
getting that mixed reaction now.
okay, okay. Explain to me. Maybe I'm confused or missing something. LA Knight, he's the big baby face that everyone loves,
Wasn't
and of course,
Sami?
everyone loves Seth Rollins right now. And
Yeah,
he's the world heavyweight champion. But if LA Knight came over to Monday Night Raw and defeated a Seth Rollins for the world heavyweight championship instead of challenging Roman Reigns, I think the crowd would have loved LA Knight, even more. The thing that
yeah,
they built with Seth
I will
Rollins is
say
the fact
yes,
that
but
hold on. The
would
thing
he?
that they hold on, the thing that they built with Seth Rollins for him able to still look strong is the fact that they worked the back angle. My back is not 100%. So if he
yeah,
loses in any criteria, I think the fans will still look at him like, all right, Seth, man, you've been
That'd be
running
huge.
it and killing it. So if you need to take time off until the Rumble or until close to
yeah.
WrestleMania, then that's okay. I don't think the fans would have turned on Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins would have just done what he always did, was just reinvent himself and just come back better than ever. Whether that was a heel or a baby face, though. But I still think it was a little too soon for LA
I
Knight, though,
guarantee you,
winning the
it would
title.
have been a booing
Uh,
reaction if
going
Seth would
after
have
the title.
beat LA Knight.
No.
If
I wouldn't
Seth
want
would
him
have
to
beat
beat him.
him, if Seth beat
Hmm.
LA Knight, the fans would turn on Seth
Yeah, I get
instantly.
what you're saying, but I wouldn't see. I see what you're
It
saying because
wouldn't be ready
Roman
for him
won.
to get that yet.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Since Roman won, you think that in that scenario, Seth would have won. But now I was saying if they would have did it this way, it made perfect sense though for LA Knight to win. Even Drew McIntyre, going over on it made sense for Drew to win against Seth, but for somehow that didn't go down because Seth Rollins been having his bad back, and then Drew McIntyre, sort of coming back to have his moment. They
Yeah.
didn't pull the trigger there neither. So.
Yeah, I mean, I agree that the whole thing with Seth right now, the whole back thing. I'm not gonna lie, I'm over it. I'm kind of tired of them. I'm tired of them
Just
having
put
to have
icy hot
these
on it.
these these reasons, bro. Like to have somebody be weakened and stuff like that. Like if somebody gets beat in a state where they get beat, man, you want to feel like the challenger or the competitor are both at their top. Like you don't want to hear about, oh, I'm going into this with a broken. Remember back in the day, like a lot, especially like when the guy used to get jumped in the back before the match and shit, and then he come out and he hobble to the ring, or you'd have the fucking the wrestling game, and you get jumped in the back, and then you come out and you're already yellow and shit. You ain't green. Like I feel like they keep doing that, and it's taken away from the actual event because now you already know that this guy is injured. You know it's like this. So if the heel loses, then he looks weaker because you didn't just lose to a babyface or a high caliber star, but you lost to a weakened star. So now you look even weaker than you look. But when it's like, hey, I've been training my hardest and I've been training my hardest and I'm coming for that title. Well, I got this title. I'm keeping this title. That's like that caliber that you want to see, like, fight for it.
I'm
But
hearing
they
that
do that
Eminem
to
song.
play it
I'm not
safe.
afraid right now.
Yeah, they do that to play it safe because if they do want to have somebody lose or they do want to have somebody take a L, they want to do it with an asterisk by it. They want to do it and say, well, if his back was good, he might have won. But I feel like that shit is getting played because Seth Rollins is definitely in a place where Roman Reigns has a title. I've said this a couple times now. Roman Reigns has had a title for years, literally. Gunther's now had a title for going on years. The two highest titles in fucking WWE have been completely dominated by two individuals. They had to make a new title. They gave it to somebody, and Seth has had that title since they established that, back when. I don't even remember how long he's been champion at this point. But it is time to make a move to something different. And if LA Knight did it, I think people would be excited. But at the same time, I meant to say this too with LA Knight. But at the same time, it's something about seeing somebody in a position before they're ready, bro. Seeing LA Knight standing next to Roman before we were supposed to see it, I feel like that's the rush part. Did he do a good job? He did a great job. But the fact that we saw it already, it happened. It's nothing to look forward to. It's no kind of engagement. That's why the elevation process is important, bro. Hit that US title. Hit that IC title. Hit the fucking tag title. Something. Put gold on him in a way that can establish him as a champion and then work him up to the thing. But you're going to just throw him because the crowd cheers loud for him? I don't agree with that shit at all, man. I mean,
real fast. I want to say shout out to my guy Devin. What's going on, my
You
guy?
know he was
Love that
praising
for
Roman
me.
winning that match. You know he is.
Yeah, you know the big Roman fan. Warren, can you answer this? Can you answer this question right here? All AEW fans, why y'all CEO boss Tony Khan won't book 2 women matches on Dynamite and Collision? Plus, none of them get any promo action. This is why WWE beat y'all every week because lack of women on TV.
wow.
Hey,
That's
I mean, what have we
Loaded
been
one,
saying
huh?
from the beginning, Dre? What have we been saying from the beginning?
that's why.
That honeymoon stage is amazing. It's good. Now you're on that year 4. You went into promoter of the year for the last 3 years, which I think that was pretty biased. But now you are getting to see these little cracks now because we sat here and said AEW was known to be the newer talent. It was going to support the independents and do all these things. Well, the women, you have over 40 women on this roster. It's going to be hard to put in the card. And then you got all your other men that are complaining about, hey, I ain't get enough airtime, whatever. You have to have control of saying, hey, instead of going 20 minutes or whatever like that, 5 to 10 minutes, get these things out so we can get the women on their thing. As many women as they got now, I think they should run their own show. I think that would be a cool little premiere thing out of that because guess what? WWE's not got their own all-women show as well. So it could be a cool concept to introduce your roster into these things. Now, TK for Dynamite bookings, it's the same guys you see it all the time. And the only time you see a woman in the match is if they were the champ or if they were building into a storyline. So, I mean, I don't know what else to say on those. Sheeta and Chris, the 2 top. I mean, those 2 you might see on the thing. It is what it is.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't
We have
know.
Sheeta and Chris, the two top best women currently on TV, and you can't book them in the same on Collision.
They
and
don't touch
Dynamite when you
Charlotte
literally got
Flair.
MJF
Stop it.
and
They don't
Cassidy
touch
doing
her.
title defenses.
They don't touch Charlotte Flair. I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not sure who my guy is, and thank you so much for watching, bro.
I like the concept and I like the topic.
Kind of have
That was a good
kind of
question.
a weird kind of thought on it. First of all, I definitely don't think that the reason why WWE is beating in numbers AEW for any reason, women, men, anything, is because they don't have enough women matches on the card.
Way too many roster people, man.
But I think that I actually had this conversation last night in another in a different show. AEW is still new, man. AEW is still new, and WWE is literally wrestling, especially in America. No matter how you look at it, man. WWE to most people, not fans, not people that know wrestling, not people that know who Hulk Hogan is. Non-people, when you say wrestling, somebody will say WWF, WWE. That's what you mean? What are you talking about? And that's what it is. It's the precedent for, if I'm saying the word correctly, for wrestling, man. And I'm not faulting AEW for that. Now I run on my rant about AEW, but I was joking. It was fun, bro. But I don't. It's not really interesting to me as much because I like the big shit, man. I like the big shit. I'll still peek over there and check out what's going on. They got good matches. I see the talent is incredible. But at the same time, man, they're not going to make as much noise as this established conglomerate, man. You can't fuck with WWE with the wrestling right now. Nobody ever will, but that does not mean that there's not competition.
Stop. Yeah, like focus on your product. That's the only thing he needs to worry about. Stop worrying about all that, bro. Look at TNA. TNA said, hey, we were changing the game. They were doing a great fucking job. Great, phenomenal promoting. My bad, Drew, on the cussing. But promoting all that things like, and then when they brought Hogan and all them, go, hey, we're gonna take WWE out of business. bad concept because you still were a very new concept. These guys were not established yet. These guys that you have as your superstars were playing security on a WWE camera. And everybody goes, oh, we saw this person. Oh, we saw this person on this thing. They only know you because you were on a WWE screen.
Yeah.
So you got to talk about what I say from the beginning. Establishment. It's got to be that stamp in stone. And that's one reason why you have all your old WWE guys that are in AEW get more airtime because they're established. Yeah. They've already had a camera time showed. And that's what represents the true promotional standpoint. It's literally like the independents. And you know, the thing like y'all said about Roman Reigns and LA Knight, it was like an independent show, bro. It was one time to say, hey, man, you say you're the guy, prove it to us. It doesn't mean you had to win it, but show us why you belong in that picture. And I felt that way with LA Knight. I felt like he did earn his spot. Now, what's next? And where they're saying WWE is capped out, obviously, with the crowd volume. And I'm not disagreeing with it because the pop has got to feel that emotional feel.
Oh, wait a second. LA Knight's got. If Tony Khan booked Chris Statlander and versus Athena and Sheeta versus Britt on during that Tuesday Night War, the ratings would be even, bro. I mean, listen, no. Like I said, I don't follow it that hard, but I definitely don't think that they pull in ratings over even. I don't know.
I want to say one thing about. I just want to say one thing about AEW. You know, AEW.
I love the concepts and I love the topics that they're bringing. And I mean, I mean, it's based off an opinion. When they say MJF and Omega, you watch it because of MJF.
One thing, it been around for about I think 4 years or so. Went to the first show in Washington D.C. and I think I called Capital One Arena the other day trying to get tickets for Raw. That's in D.C. here in D.C. Monday, and the tickets were like $80 or whatever. And I said I'm gonna call back, but I was trying to get a certain seat, and the lady picked up the phone. I guess it was on speaker, and she heard the whole conversation, and she said, "Well, sir, this is WWE Raw. This is not SmackDown or the All Elite Group or whatever they call themselves or like that." And when she said that, I was just like, you know, we all know, like how Brian B said, man, when you say wrestling, people going to think of WWE, WWF. But has that mean AEW has not been doing things to
they have gotten into a talk. Exactly. I will say that. And I like that.
They have been doing great things. The Wembley thing, all that. You know, it really is. And I think with Tony Khan himself, need to stay off TV and just do what he do. Stay off TV and that too.
Stay the hell off the Twitter.
202 degree actually, you know, mentioned, you know, women.
I want to say one good thing about Tony Khan to my Jaguars won the Super Bowl.
More than one match on Dynamite, and you know, I do recognize that, and you know, hey, I don't know, but all I'm just gonna say they should definitely, you know, push it up and do something more. But AEW is cool, man. For you know,
I want to say
that's the biggest thing they got to realize, bro. AEW is a talk, but it's not WWE, and it doesn't need to be WWE.
No,
it's
it doesn't.
Another outlet. Look at it this way: would Jade Cargill be in WWE if it weren't for AEW? No, because nothing was shown that she could wrestle. There was nothing shown that she could be a character. When she was on AEW, WWE probably stayed tuned and was like, hey, I like her. Hey, let's sign her. She is a good attraction. I like what she's bringing. She hasn't even been in the ring and done anything contact on camera yet, and she's still very talked about because she's on the WWE banner. There's people, like we talk about comedians and stuff like that. When we talk about wrestling, they look at it and say WWE. Josh Prey, one good comedian. I'm a big fan of his stuff. He made a whole skit talking about he would watch wrestling just because he saw Jade Cargill. Just literally how she looks, everything. He would watch wrestling because he sees her.
That's a draw. That's a draw, though. I mean, and you're not wrong. Like exactly. I think everybody's pretty much saying the same thing here. In a nutshell, you don't have to compare the two for the most part because you still got to address the fact. I had this conversation, like I said the other day. It's wrestling, man. And somebody made a good point I was talking to last night. And they were trying to say AEW is not competition for WWE, but it is an alternative. Just like Impact, just like now listen, before you agree, bro, because I don't necessarily agree with that.
Mhm.
I think that it's both. I think that it's not neither or. It's both. Just think of it this way, man. It only takes one thing. It only takes one thing. When you have
I agree,
two
Devin. I
competitive
agree.
like two competitive realms, and you got this one's been established for 50,000 years, this one been established for 5-10 minutes. It takes one thing for somebody to see something and say, "What? What is that? I'm going over there." And that one thing can influence a change in everything. So that's why, no matter how you look at it, no matter how small the promotion, no matter whatever, it is it's competition for the big machine that is WWE, and that's how I feel personally. But we should love it all because it is giving us the ability to have options, to cipher, to say, "Oh, this is a little boring. Let me change the channel." It's been like it was back in the day like that, but now there is a lot of other options to do that.
Don't
So
go. Stay right
You're
there.
right. You're right. You're right.
I
And
mean,
I
and
agree
that's
with
the
you
thing,
though.
Devin.
Go ahead.
Devin. Cody was the guy that was running the promotion before all that, and you saw how it crumbled because obviously you don't have a wrestler's aspect when it comes to a promotional standpoint, and I agree with that. Tony needs to literally be the guy to fork. Well, he doesn't have the money; it's his dad, but he have the money standpoint and find somebody to run the promotion the right freaking way. Like I said, man, focus on your product. Don't worry about trying to beat WWE. That's a good thing that we talk about you. Prove to us, hey, let's continue to keep talking about you. You're not going to beat Disney, but guess what? You could possibly be a little loony. I think that's the best little concept out of it. But, but just stand out, have your time, enjoy the fact that, hey, you brought something such at a very young age. And there's been countless wrestling promotions that have been out and haven't lost that longevity because you got a little bit of shine. Take advantage of it. Don't worry about, hey, let's go beat WWE because you're not going to do it. There's no
Yeah.
way.
yeah,
One thing I want to say real fast before we do move on, I kind of agree with what you said, Brian B. That I do feel like it's both. At some point, like AEW is an alternative. When WWE sort of felt to its lowest in a way where people was just like, "Nah, man, I'm done with this. I'm through
Gave
with
you
it."
hope.
Nah, and
for real.
AEW gave you hope. It was something
Yeah,
new. It was something different. It was like, "Oh, this is TV 14. Oh, they bleed. Oh, they
mm,
cuss. Oh, hell
for
yeah."
real.
I'm with it.
It
You
gave you
feel me?
that feel at first. Yeah.
Yeah, it gave you
Yeah,
that feeling, and it's also like I said, competition, and it's an alternative. Whether it's Impact, felt like it was a competition for a minute, and it's an alternative. And I think all wrestling, whether it's NWA or New Japan or AEW, just enjoy it. Like I just said,
yeah.
just enjoy
Enjoy it,
The
man.
next topic
But
will
it's no,
avoid
it's
NWA
fine.
very well right
No,
now.
it's still yeah. NWA situation too. But it's still fine to talk about the competition, man. If you notice it,
Enjoy
like
it.
that's another thing that be bugging me out sometimes. Like any other professional sport, there's competition. Yo, UFC, football, baseball, basketball. You are always talking about the competition. Your team's better than this team. This guy's in this. It's always competition. You're gonna talk about competition, man. But the thing is, it's like I don't know why it has to be so established when it comes to wrestling talk. The only thing I can experience is because WWE is so high on the mountain when it comes to wrestling, bro.
We've been
And
here
everything
forever,
else
bro. That's
is
it.
trying to jump up and reach that status. And that's the only reason
but
why I feel like people always feel the need to compare the two because you're
well,
trying to, in a comparison
no, go.
nature.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go
No,
ahead.
you're
Go
good,
ahead.
bro. You good. We
Okay. I
family,
want
bro.
I,
We
one
family, yo. We
one
need
You
love in
need
this
a
one
buzzer.
motherfucker.
question. One question. No, because I don't like talking over nobody, man. We all just
Yeah,
talking,
you good.
and when you watch
I
us sit
think
back
we
jibber jabbing,
all had
all
that
trying to talk
problem
about
on our
one time.
shows in the
Uh,
past.
but real quick, since Warren is the wrestler and he wrestles independently,
Oh
and he was
shit.
talking about that little. How do you feel, and how do some guys that you have worked with in the ring, knowing WWE is obviously highest, and not everyone will make it there. Just like if you're in or play for a college team, whether basketball or football,
Yeah.
when the draft
Yep.
come up, not everybody is going to make it to the NFL. So, and
You
just
got
like
the XFL. You got
Brian B,
CFL now.
yeah,
Yep. You
yeah,
have
and
an
like Brian
option.
B said, it's the highest of them all. What is it? Is it any? Obviously, it's a bunch of challenges though, but what's your take on it as an independent wrestler and seeing other guys have that ambition to make it to WWE and not always is that's gonna be the case.
I mean, like we just said, bro, WWE has a certain group that they look at, not always independent. And we're gonna break the fifth wall. Independent wrestling, man, sometimes you're not covered insurance wise, health wise, or anything like that. That's why I say AEW was an alternative, because Impact didn't cover insurance or anything like that for a long time. And so that's why I say AEW is an alternative, because it gives you hope that, hey, I may not be at WWE, but guess what? I'm not only going to be on TV, but I'm still getting paid like I'm in WWE. I'm still getting paid to do this scenario. And I'm not on the road as much. And I'm not working as many shows as what I used to. So those things that I look at, and I've seen personally my friends in AEW or on WWE and stuff like that, and I'm happy for them. And it's because there's so many things like you just said. I think you said it the best way when it comes to college football. If there's somewhere that you are wanting to perform at and you don't get the NFL draft, it used to suck if you got to the CFL because it wasn't guaranteed. You didn't make much or anything like that. Then you got the XFL. Much as people want to crap on it or whatever, those guys got paid, covered the entire season like they were an NFL player. They got paid the base salary of it is to be on an alternative team in the NFL. And that's not a bad pay. But for you to get these options and get these selections and stuff like that, it's very rare. So like I said, man, just take advantage of it. And like I told my friends and guys that want to work and stuff, study the product, whatever you say. And a lot of people, when we talk about training into wrestling, we don't always say, hey, watch AEW. But there's these things that when you learn to get on a show, bro, you're going to go wherever you get signed. It doesn't matter if it's a low blow, whatever. I've been in some crappy ass promotions and probably the funnest time in my life. And then I got to be on a promotion that I was this Saturday and literally treated like a fucking royalty that I loved absolutely the best. And I could say, hey, I could retire and said I worked there. So it's like these little things that you have to go. Like, hey, job-wise, you're not always going to get the business manager job. You're going to have to be a custodian to get started out. So it's just like those little up and rants. And I think it helps fire that person to get more to like, oh, I felt a little bit of this. Let me make it there. Let me get to there. I'm going to make myself the most eyes onto this damn product, and I'm going to make myself that benefit. And I'll tell you right now, great example, MJF. You would never heard of him until he got on there.
That's another good point in that same kind of character. Like, what is your level of success in that way? Because Dre, like you were saying, I can imagine, bro, if you're playing football, even from a little kid, you're playing Madden and shit. Like, and you're like, hey, I want to do this. I love this. I go outside and play the football. In your head, the first thing you're thinking is what? You're not thinking, oh, I want to join the college team and stop. No, you're like, I want to reach the top of the fucking mountain. I want to be on the NFL someday. Like, I want to be a doctor someday. You want the top fucking priority. But at the same time, you get older and you start understanding the dynamics. You start understanding where you live, the structure, the economics. You understand all of the qualifications that are necessary to do that. So then maybe you might say, hey, I want to be established. I want to make this my career. I want to get to a place where I'm comfortable. People reach WWE and say, hey, I don't like it here. There's plenty of fucking examples of that. And they say, I want to get the fuck out of here. I don't like it. Yeah, it's the top of the mountain, but it's not good for me. So it's like, I think it's all about what your level of success is as well. And just establishing yourself and being happy and seeing what works best for you at the end of the day.
Like a gimmick, man. You ride it as much as you can. You make that thing the best benefit you can. That's really all you can really do with it.
You guys got a good point. I dig it. Appreciate the answers, man. For real. All right, you guys, we're going to move on to our last topic here on.
Speaking of NWA.
Hey, that's
my boys play chess. Checkmate.
Hey, NXT, you guys, is it's moving to the CW. CW Sports in 2024. 2024 is looking to be a big year in WWE with this multi-year deal. And well, you just mentioned NWA. And what happened with NWA? Did they also come to CW as well? Because it seemed like
There
if
was
they
a
were trying to
talk.
come
They had two shows that
and
were going to be a deal with CW, and obviously something regarding Corgan with drug allegations canceled that.
okay, yes, okay, yeah, I did hear
That was
that. I
for
did hear that.
NWA, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Well, NXT, you guys, man, is on the USA Network every Tuesday nights, and we don't know where they're gonna be moving at after they move to the CW. Man, I want to give you guys thoughts on it. Though I'm gonna go with Brian B first, though. I know you don't really catch up on NXT all that though, but I know you got your great opinion on it though, man.
Yeah. I mean, NXT is pretty good, man. It's just one of the ones of one of the nights that I miss. I do my show, and it's just I just haven't been able to really get caught up on it. I kind of follow it. I kind of know who the champion is, and I'm watching like the different stars every week and stuff like that or whatever. But I mean, I think it's a move is something different. I'm one of those type of people that always feel like something different it's good for its reasons. You know what I'm saying? It's I think that being on CW is going to allow people to scroll past the main channels and kind of see it there and be a little bit more interested. So it's definitely going to get some new viewers from just people hey, what's this NXT? What's this next stuff? Or so,
Yeah, that's what I used to call it with first.
I'm trying to tell you, shit
We
gonna be on
brought
like
next back from MTV.
yeah, what's
Next.
this next stuff or whatever. But
They won
it
$2.
kind of looks like that. It kind of looks like the logo kind of looks like the next from MTV
Yes,
too.
it do.
But
WWE signed by MTV. Next.
bro, listen, I used to love that show too. But
Oh,
I mean, I think it's a change. I think it gives them the opportunity to have some new eyes on them. Of course, if you're speaking about people who don't have cable, that's going to be definitely a big thing. So it gives opportunity, man. It gives opportunity, I think, more positively than negatively. I don't know how long it's going to last, but I think it's definitely a positive move for them. So
hey, they're running red hot right now. So now if they would have done the 2.0 ordeal like they did to start out, I don't think the CW would have connected and done as well as it can do now. But I mean, the way that audience has been going, the way that the shows have been showing some good ratings every single week, NXT can really shake it up. And the biggest thing is, guys, it's not technically on a full cabled show. You could get this on a basic channel.
Yeah.
Now you have ways to watch a WWE program on basic network TV. That is a big standpoint.
I'm not too sure what month or whatever the NXT, maybe in the fall or so. But I was thinking if it was in earlier in the year or whatever summer or whatever it is, that's two WWE shows that that's on basic television.
Yep.
SmackDown.
That's a big deal
and
now.
NXT.
Yeah.
I mean, when's the last time SmackDown was on UPN?
Is SmackDown staying on Fox? I thought they were moving
I think
too.
SmackDown. Yeah, the SmackDown is moving back to USA though, so I'm not too sure whether that's
a part of me kind of wants a part of me. I don't know if it's like just weird, but a part of me also kind of feels like everything should be on one network, man. Like I like it's a little bit much when you have to say, oh, this was this one, this one's this day, and I don't know the the mechanics of it and shit, but it's like. I remember like you guys just said, like there was a time where it was like everything was on one network. Like, it was like everything was mostly on USA. And it jumped around from different things. It was on TNN at one point. It was on Spike TV. It had, like you said, UPN 9. It's been on a sci-fi for SmackDown.
You're speaking your age, man. You ever said UPN 9?
Everything and shit.
Heard that shit forever.
Might as well UPN 20, man.
I know.
Yeah. Mine was 9.
Boy, I ain't heard
mine
that
was
shit
9.
forever.
Woo.
I ain't heard
But
that.
that was Jersey and shit.
UPN was fire too, bro. Oh my gosh,
shit,
SmackDown.
UPN
oh my gosh.
UPN used to play all the black shows like Moesha and Parker's and bro, I'm telling you, sister.
Yeah.
But
the Hugleys. I love the Hugleys.
The Hugleys, yeah, for sure. But yeah, man, I mean, it's a change. You know what I mean? Like we gonna see what happens.
Think of it like this. Like a podcast standpoint. What's our main goal? What we're trying to do every single time when in regards to this podcast. We're trying to get on every platform as possible so someone can hear us. I think that's why you do what you're doing with WWE right now, because it's smarter. Because like you just said, you're bringing audiences in different networks for one company.
Yeah, that's true.
Now WWE has so many selections, like our shows, like the Beeline Entertainment LLC. You literally were only on a YouTube. Now you're on audio. Now you're all over the place. Now
Yeah.
you're going to have so much spreading wide range now. That's what I think WWE is doing very smart with. Now, I am kind of
Yes,
upset with the
good point.
NWA deal because I was getting excited about the NWA getting a stepping stone, and there was a couple of guys I know that were really excited about, hey, getting on national TV again. And now this is kind of a folding standpoint, but look at it overall thing. Braun Breaker, Carmelo Hayes, gosh, I forgot her name. Breaker's girlfriend, Cora Jade. All these guys now have a network to get on. And not only this, it's benefiting them so much more now because they're not going to need the bigger crowd audience guys to get them over. This is their show to make it or break it. That's it.
Yeah, but
I
And it's
agree.
a third brand. It's not a developmental anymore. It's a third brand.
We'll see when somebody's doing some competition in the ratings. We'll see. You know, have Undertaker, The Rock, Stone Cold, motherfuckers gonna be in matches.
If The Rock is there, I'm going to Orlando. Okay.
I'm just telling you, bro.
I dig the move though. I was just looking at the little photo though. So it says fall in 2024. So it's definitely going to bring big exposure to the NXT universe and definitely as superstars, like performing
They're gonna have an
on a
NXT
large
game.
audience and stuff. So I think one thing that will help them, if even if they stay in the performance center, that's cool. I think traveling or doing other shows, I think it would definitely be dope. But we'll see, man. We'll definitely see. And
They
a
do a
lot of
lot of
big
house
things.
shows. They just on TV they got to do the thing.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah,
But I say
yeah,
takeovers, yes, they need to be in big stadiums and stuff like
yeah.
that because they draw. They draw.
You're
I
right.
don't know now. I don't know. I mean,
You're right.
takeovers have been good, so I mean, maybe they will. Who
Nah,
knows?
Takeover's been all right. Been all right, man. Been a great show here, man. On Talk Pro
Yeah.
Wrestling
Great talk.
Commission Talks Edition, man. Before we go, you guys, my guy Brian B, he got straight through the ropes tonight. Tell
Yeah.
everyone where they can come and follow you at if you want to join and talk some wrestling, man.
Yeah. If you guys you guys want some more wrestling on Wrestling Wednesdays, yo, listen, we're gonna be on Straight to the
Wrestle
Ropes tonight,
Wednesday.
9 p.m. I gotta be honest, and I just Warren, I just threw that together too. Warren Wrestling Wednesday. WWF. But yeah, definitely come check us out, man. We're gonna be live streaming Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, everything. I do want to say one more thing, man. It's been, bothering me a little bit since we started this show. Like I said, once again, I've grown up a lot, man. I've grown up a lot. I'm damn near 40. I've done a lot in my life. Like I've had a lot of crazy ass experiences. That video, we first played and we got on here, man, was from somebody that I got to be honest. I have no idea who this motherfucker is. Like, I'm going to be real. Like, I'm not trying to stir up no pot and nothing like that. What I'm trying to say is I can only apologize for my actions. You feel me? Like, and I feel like the way that I kind of went off, I think my emotions was heavy because I just saw that video and I really didn't even like that side of me that I just kind of presented. And I definitely want to apologize to the audience. Like, it hit me fast because I wasn't expecting that shit at all. I ain't gonna lie to you, and it's just I'm not trying to be on no bullshit doing this, man. This is my life. This is what I love. This is my place that I come to when I want to get away from drama and chaos and bullshit or whatever. So it's just like I just want to apologize to the commission and just establish yo, listen, man, it's all love, man. People ain't gonna like you all the time, and you can only control how you react to that shit. And so that's all I mean, my man got an issue. I don't know what it is. I'm not really worried about it, but I'm just want to say much love to him, man. Hopefully he finds his way in whatever he needs to do. And I'm just going to go my way. He go his way and leave it at that. But I still appreciate you guys so much for the love and the support and everything, bro. I've been fucking with y'all for years and you guys are great, man. But check us out, man. Yeah, we everywhere.
Warren.
Hey man, I got episode Friday. I got the Engineer Society project back. Obviously, they had their nice tour in Germany. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the interesting things that they found. This was their first time having a tour in Germany. If you haven't, go on their Facebook, check them out. They have so many phenomenal albums that are going out. We're actually talking with them right now. And they might be putting together yours truly a new entrance song. We're going to see what happens with that. I want to give a shout out to everybody that watches Commission each and every week. We done numerous things with this. Like we said, man, we put this thing together. We didn't know what was going to be out of it. But for what it's became, I think I treat this just literally as much as I treat my podcast. And we have fun, we talk, we roast, we do all that things, but I don't agree with that scenario with the whole video and stuff like that. I didn't know anything about this video. I mean, I've been completely in a tunnel for the last week and a half, actually since October 11th. But I want to thank everybody that supports us, watches this, shares everything, man. Commission ain't going nowhere. We're gonna have a great time. We're gonna have these fun chats. We talk the wrestle talk, do what we want to do. As you know, me and Dre, we have our own shows. So for us to get to have these wrestling chats and stuff, it's always a pleasure. So Brian, welcome to Commission. Your second episode, what was it, third episode into the actual
Yeah,
commission?
been on for a little while with you guys, man. I feel great.
I mean, so it is what it is. Like I said, everybody knows how I feel about Blackheart. I don't like the ending of what he did with the video, but I still care about him. And, I still consider him as one of my brothers and stuff like that. And I told him, hey, if you have time, you need to take time off. But that's not the way to do it. And, for everything that I've been going on with stuff, I see a lot of things in a different perspective. So
yeah.
Hopefully see some differences and stuff like that. But yeah, man, Brian doing a great job right now. The video that you did was phenomenal. I feel like I'm in a fight mode every time. I feel like that needs to be my hype video before I go out to the ring.
Yeah.
But it's been an absolute blast. And, me and Dre's been doing this thing from the whole beginning. And to see if you go back and see all these commission episodes and see the differences of all the opening videos that we've had, most of them are like slideshows to get something like that now. It just shows like the adaptation of what growth can do for a show. So
transition, man.
I'm happy about it, man. I'm absolutely happy about it.
Excuse me, I'm all tongue tied. Before we roll on out of here, man, I just want to say, Brian B, welcome to Commission, man. You are a great addition to the show, man. The energy, different perspective on wrestling, man. So you all love it, man. Here on the
Appreciate it,
1130
brother.
podcast, and definitely were born. I think I said what I said with the
He
video.
didn't want to say the podcast because he's always messed the name up.
Yeah, you're right. I'm always saying, buzzing with what you see, I don't even know.
Like,
Buzzing with Marlo, buzzing with Warren,
this shit
whatever
for
it
3
is.
years.
But I get it though, man. Look, I said enough about the video, man. Like, I just wish him the best though. Wish him the best, and hey, that's all I can really say though for right now. Other than that, I think it really got me tongue tied. My fiance is in there frying some chicken, and this just smells good.
Let's
For
go.
real. All right. No episode this Friday of Talk Pro Wrestling. This is this week's episode. The audio version and everything will be available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Pandora.
Next week.
The following day. New episode of the 1130 podcast show with Sydney Whitman. Great woman who came on to talk about her foundation and her organization.
That was a good episode.
Thank you. So great episode that's out right there. And other than that, you guys, like our Warren said, he's the host of Commission Talk next week. And Brian B, the week after, man, we're gonna keep having fun. It's all about
We're gonna have
man.
some
We're gonna
fun next week. We're not really gonna have. It's gonna be a different concept next week. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna have some fun.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it, man. All right, man. I think I said all I could say. It's been an awesome show. Appreciate
thinking about that chicken.
I really am. I really am, though. I said all I can say, though. But until next time, stay safe, stay blessed. Give all the glory to God. For myself, Dre, a.k.a. Dreonwheels, my guy, Brian B. Warren Marlowe. Yo, we out, man.
Peace, y'all.